Have you ever looked into a mirror and felt like something was staring back at you? Not just your reflection, but something else. This is the story of Emma, a young woman who inherited her grandmother's house and discovered that some family heirlooms are better left untouched. What started as excitement over a fresh start quickly turned into a nightmare she could never escape. Emma was 28 when she inherited her grandmother's old Victorian house in upstate New York. The house had been in the family for generations, and though it was beautiful in its own way, it was also falling apart. Peeling wallpaper, creaking floors, and an attic no one had entered in years. Emma saw it as an opportunity for a fresh start. She had just gone through a difficult breakup and wanted to leave her city life behind for something quieter. She moved in with high hopes, but quickly realized that living alone in such an old house wasn't as romantic as she'd imagined. The nights were too quiet. The house groaned and sighed like it had its own secrets to tell. But Emma brushed it off. She wasn't one to believe in ghosts or curses. One day, while cleaning out the attic, a space her grandmother had always forbidden anyone from entering, Emma found something strange. An antique mirror covered with a dusty white sheet. It was enormous, with an ornate gold frame carved with intricate patterns that looked almost like faces if you stared too long. She thought it was beautiful and decided to bring it downstairs to hang in her bedroom. At first, nothing seemed unusual about the mirror. Emma hung it on the wall opposite her bed and admired how it made the room feel larger. But within days, strange things began happening. It started small. She'd wake up in the middle of the night feeling like someone was watching her. She'd glance at the mirror and see nothing out of place. Then came the noises, soft whispers she couldn't quite make out. She convinced herself it was just the wind or her imagination playing tricks on her. But one night, as she lay in bed scrolling through her phone, she glanced at the mirror and froze. For a split second, she thought she saw movement, not hers, but something else shifting in the reflection. She sat up straight and stared at it for what felt like hours. But nothing happened again that night. The strange occurrences escalated quickly after that night. Emma started noticing reflections in the mirror that didn't match reality. Objects slightly out of place, or shadows where there shouldn't be any. One morning while brushing her hair, she swore she saw someone standing behind her, a dark figure just barely visible over her shoulder. But when she turned around, nothing was there. She tried covering the mirror with a sheet again, but found herself drawn to uncovering it every time. It was as if it had some kind of hold on her. One night, unable to sleep, Emma decided to investigate further. She brought out an old family photo album her grandmother had left behind and began flipping through it by candlelight. That's when she found something chilling, a photograph of her grandmother as a young woman standing next to the same mirror. But there was something wrong with the photo. Reflected in the glass wasn't just her grandmother. It was another figure standing beside her. One that wasn't visible outside of the reflection. Emma felt a cold chill run down her spine as she realized this wasn't just any heirloom. It was something far darker. Emma decided she needed answers. She reached out to an antique expert who specialized in occult objects. When he arrived at her home and saw the mirror, his face went pale. He told Emma that mirrors like this were often used in rituals, portals between worlds. That night after he left, things took a terrifying turn. As Emma lay in bed trying to sleep, she heard loud banging coming from downstairs where she had moved the mirror after their conversation. She grabbed a flashlight and cautiously descended into darkness. When she entered the room where the mirror stood, she saw it. a shadowy figure standing inside its frame, staring directly at her. The figure stepped closer within its world while Emma screamed and stumbled backward. Suddenly, cracks began forming across its surface like spider webs, until finally, everything went black. When Emma woke up hours later on the floor, everything seemed normal again. The mirror shattered beyond repair, but no sign left behind except faint scratches along walls near where she'd fallen unconscious. She sold off what remained and moved away soon,